Okay, Matthew 18:19-20. Again, I say to you, if two of you agree on earth about anything they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where two or three are gathered in my name, there I am among them. So we have asking and being. And a lot of people will ask for something and be like, oh, it didn't happen. But it's a quest, it's a journey. And I know a lot of people who live their life where they'll say, I can get anything from God. And then they do. So don't be afraid of your quest. I know a ton of you guys will watch Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or One Piece and then go, why can't I do that? Well, you can. But you have to be willing to use your oomph, use your efforts, and then not give up till God tells you, like, no, it's not going to happen. You just, like, poke God in the eye, and eventually he's going to tell you. And then you poke him why, and eventually he's going to tell you. But no one wants to try, and then people want to tell me I'm wrong. It's like, well, I might be. And I appreciate that you're concerned that I'm falsely leading people. I tell people that teachers, it's okay to be skeptic. Like, you can't be an over skeptic because then you're just a thorn in society. But like my best friend at work said, I'll believe it when I see it. And I was like, hey, that's okay. Like, don't feel bad about saying that. Like, teachers have to say things like, yeah, that's not a table. And then you can say, well, but it's got, 3 legs. You can just hold it up. It's like, no, this has to be a table. It has to have 4 legs. It has to hold itself up. It has to be level. It's like, well, it's only a little bit off level. Then it's not a table. Go back. So if you look at the blueprints, I'm not a blueprint person. I don't know anything about blueprints. Go back. And teachers are important because if your city orders 1,000 tables, you need them to all work. Teachers can go too far and be like, oh, I dropped a tank on this table and it's broken. It's like, tables aren't for tanks. Well, maybe they will be in the future. Yeah, no, go outside. Okay, so this one was interesting. I'm thinking about green elf shoes, Santa elf shoes. So that suggests the workers or keepers of Christmas are going ahead of the sleigh. So there's 2 things here. One, we have God saying, continue. This is happening. This is happening. 2, we want to look at this from a moment of time. And God said this to me. I was looking at a podium, like first, second, third, where like the Olympians will stand on. And he said, it's not about how far you've come. It's about how high you can, how high your kite can soar. And I was like, that is interesting. And so I understand it because if you work in math and you know what exponential growth is, every step goes higher. So it's not about running forward. It's not about making it to this date. It's about like, how much are you accomplishing? And so something I fixated upon earlier was that I need to stop looking at this as when, because that's very human. It should be what needs to be done, what needs to be done, what needs to be done. Because how did God build earth? He did this, did that, did this. And at the very end, he said, it is good. He looked at Adam and he said, it is not good that he's alone. And he made Adam, the word is like a helper, but what it means is like a counter partner, like somebody to work with you, to assist in life, to help shoulder the, to not be unequally yoked with you. So this process isn't about me making it to Christmas. The process is getting everything done. And then remember this morning I had a vision that she got baptized. So it'd be wonderful if this plays out. I want this to play out. I'm like King David who wants, even though he it's about king and responsibility, he was looking forward to that celebration. He was looking forward to that celebration. It's okay if I'm wrong. I have accomplished a lot. And it's okay if I'm wrong because then I learn a lot. When I was in art class, all the artists would start over and start over and start over, and it doesn't look right, it doesn't look right. And then after a month, they're like, how did you learn so much? And I'm like, well, everything I sucked at, I'd ask why, how. And then if I finish my painting and it's god awful, I've learned 1,000 things. I learned I'm bad at that, so I need to fix that. And I learned bad at that, fix that, bad at that, fix that, they're bad at timing, fix that. You started over. You learned 3 or 4 things. I learned 1,000. And so by the end, I was keeping up with people that had been painting their whole lives. What'd you do? I asked questions and I wasn't afraid to look stupid. The rest of you guys are. So when I see the Santa elf shoes, I can be encouraged. And that's okay to be encouraged. And I will suffer horribly if this doesn't work, but not like forever. I will be sad, I will be upset, and then I'll be like, okay, so what's going on? Like, how does marriage work? How do I find a wife? Obviously this didn't happen. What is going on? And then if I don't like what God has to say, I'll go talk to certain pastors that I know hear God's voice, and I'll be like, what is going on? I'm hearing this. Am I crazy? Am I right? Help me out. Next one. I was going through the room looking for things, looking for something, but I wasn't looking for jewelry. I think it was the keys to her heart. A place for myself. I don't know. I was in another closet. It was just wide open. So I could say maybe this is unhappy, an unhappy ending. Maybe she's given her heart away, or the closet's empty. Maybe I am her heart. Maybe I'm supposed to possess her in that way and be the sophistication and generator of joy she's longed for in her life. Maybe this empty space in her heart is mine. Dream where there was making out. I need to remember to be careful because I hold the mantles. Get off on my floor, small facility, hiding between elevators. So I think my desire to be physically intimate is going to try and get the best of me. So I have to make sure to stay grounded. That's going to be a good reason to consider eloping. Walking in the distance, night's horizon, does the midnight approach. Now I said that and I was like, that's almost a haiku. And I liked haiku. I like haikus. I used to write God haikus. I wrote walking, it's not well timed, but walking in the distance, night's horizon, does the midnight fast approach. And then I wrote, I don't know. I trust not to fail myself. I trust in the living God. So 2 cheesy haikus, but you know, I like poetry. I had another dream. I was sitting on the couch in the living room because it's recliner, so I was trying to sleep because I want to sleeping in different rooms until we're married. And then she came out and sat in my lap. Like she saw me like a big giant softie, which is nice because I'm not, like, I'm in shape, but I still have some weight to lose. I used to be 320 and I've lost 60 of that this past year and change. Now that I've cut like most of my sugar, I'm having a soda because I just quit my fast. The weight's dropping off again. I just needed to quit sugar. But when it's like quit sugar or focus on the gift of the healing, it's like gift of the healing, then we'll come to the sugar. Okay, so next one. Construction. I had this white piece. I like put it in and put it out. And I don't know why I was doing that. I think because I was like quadruple checking that it's the final piece. Like, is it? Like, are we done? Because I'll do that. I'll appreciate the journey as much as I'll appreciate the ending. Interesting thing. I used to not like anime in the beginning, and my friend had to explain it to me. Japanese storytelling is about the journey, not the conclusion. American storytelling is about the conclusion, not the journey. I was like, that's really cool. I don't know, complete the thing and start it. Is that 3 months from now? Am I saying this in the past when we've come together? Kind of became a contained unit. The last piece gets together. So I don't know, building a shared piece for us, a final piece. I'm scared to put it in that this isn't going to work. But I know it's a white piece, so it's heaven ordained. I guess the only way to know is to do it, huh? Hey, there we go. Okay. Okay, something about Canada. And my discernment is telling me this is a politics dream. So we're starting, because I'm asking God, we're starting to see what the different dreams are. And this is awesome. So that's how you get clarity, is you bother God and he'll give you whatever you ask for. Just nobody wants to try. You know, I'm sad. I don't have a husband. Have you been praying for one? Are you living a life of Christianity? Well, I prayed for one for like a while. I keep praying for one. Something like Canada, our side on the other is so fat. I don't know. Jordan Peterson, merging Canada, America, significance, including us together. We both proclaiming to be children of God, moral. They want this too. I want to see what it's going to take. So I think what I'm trying to do works. I get with Jordan Peterson, give him the gifts, give him the mantle of the prophet, and then we both commit to Canada and America's combined success. And then we got to get Mexico. And we're going to do this to the whole world, and we're going to spread the word of God around the whole world, and we're going to resummon Jesus so I can ask him the most important question in the universe, who his favorite Naruto character is. Tearing a piece of chicken with my teeth, eating the white meat. So I'm not eating the bone. So there's plenty of food, breaking my fast. I don't know. I was looking at movies and trying to find something to do, and there's a box that was opened. It's open, and there was darkness inside, but that usually means like a mind, someone's heart maybe. Is she finally open-hearted? There's finally a place to go, a place to put my heart. Oh, I'm going to have to increase my gift again. So basically, when I'm not keeping up, I just go, God, I pray for my gift of knowledge to increase. I pray for my gift of knowledge to increase. I pray for my gift of knowledge to increase. And eventually you'll feel like a wall. You don't want to just break through it, because then you'll feel kind of like a shockwave. Like the ceiling in your mind will break, and there'll be like a shaking to kind of bump you into the next level up zone. And I don't like that. Oh my God. Because it's always like a big shaking. And then I'll ask for my gift of knowledge until I feel there's no more room to pray about that. And then I'll ask, like, can you help my gift of dream interpretation? Can you help my gift of dream interpretation? Can you help my gift of dream interpretation? And then eventually, if I do it enough, please help my gift of dream interpretation. I know this might be boring, like socially, but there are people out there who want to know how I do it, and this part is important to them. So please help my gift of dream interpretation. Please help my gift of dream interpretation. Please help me. Help me know what I'm seeing. I feel like it's more like Alice in Wonderland stuff. Like I'm going to have to go in and find out. So I have a place for myself and a place for my heart. A place to enter and see. So there's probably moments coming. Okay. Yellow screen, kind of like New York, and a path to the left and a path to the right. I don't know. I always think, isn't that like weddings? Like you separate and then you come together and go down the aisle. A flapper vibe from the Roaring 20s, celebration and courtship. Things that mean something. Okay, this one was weird. It was like a blue car with golden mustard windows. It was kind of like a race car that had decals on it. Had these golden siren lights on inside that glowed outside. Now this is interesting. In the dream I wrote, maybe Lindsey's being delivered, right? Which would mean maybe she's becoming Christian. And then what did I have this morning? I had a flash where she was being baptized. So I don't know. But there does seem to be consistency, because I wrote this December 25th. So I wrote this Christmas Day. So that was a while ago. So things are still lining up. What does it mean? Make tea or something. I think she accepts me as her husband. She's really calm and has a good centering, and I can see a lot of good soil. It's kind of like a inverse earth, like a secret to the side of earth. I remember just it was like our own spiritual dimension. Okay, a brown paper bag full of warm bread put into my hand, and I pull one out. I wrote, I don't think it's sexual. I think it's like finally putting my hand in her heart and maybe exchanging vows, maybe exchanging. What does bread mean? Our egos can finally rest in the softness of each other's company. There are 4 people at the table, and then Lindsey, and then I was at the head of the table. So I do think one of Lindsey's friends, who's tall and maybe brings her coffee, is going to marry my buddy, Dalton. You hear like lowering a mask, and then like I look like a Best Buy employee. I remember like a mask coming off, lowering a mask. I have a blue polo shirt on and brown khaki pants. I don't know. Oh, but I wrote maybe that's Lindsey's friend saying Dalton. That would make more sense because he kind of has that vibe sometimes. So he's probably a smart dressed man that has good workmanship about his life. He's not doing anything grand right now. I mean, he's in college and he has a tech job. But he's accountable and debonair. I was eating my vegetables from a deep bowl of ramen and finding extra food down there. So pretty good, I guess. So even after all this, there'll be more to have when we come to pulling in the yield. It's like a card, like some weird game, and there was a cat. It was an orange, and it had like a sci-fi jacket on, blue and black. It was moving his arm really slowly, pretending not to be there. I think that's my coworker who shows up as a cat, color full moon cat. I think that's her husband. Door being opened, it was green, I guess like Christmas, and it had 2 windows, and they were obscure by, it was like wavy glass. So I think privacy and light. So like heaven's at the door sort of thing. Because like no matter what, I ran this game so well with God, there has to be a happy ending. There has to be a happy ending. No matter what happens, there has to be a happy ending. And no matter what happens, the audience deserves a happy ending, and so does God. So with that in mind, it means the consequences aren't going to be awful, where like I don't get to meet Lindsey. I think the consequences will be 8 times a normal one, if not 80. It just feels like I'm thinking too small, and it's going to be fantastic, and I need to accept that. Garage door open to Dalton's place, lights on inside, so inviting. The door is open for you to like drive and park into. There's a Christmas tree on the other end of the door. Christmas doors are opening. Love it. So I guess we're seeing what happens this coming week. Just alone walking around Dalton's kitchen. I think that was the girl. I think that was Lindsey's friend. And I think she's appreciating the Christmasness of it. Like no one is stirring, not even a mouse. So Christmas still in the air. And then the final piece being put into place. So I guess that's what we're going to see from now going forward. I appreciate y'all on this journey. Don't feel bad no matter what. This is how science, this is how humanity is progressed. We have to have ideas of what will happen and then go the journey and then reassess and then go again or adjust. But I love you guys. The fast did make it a day. I just started to get a migraine and I was like, I can either fast and worship God or I can do this work and worship God and see if we get a happy Christmas ending. So love y'all.